So, when my son was about 6 years old, he was taking karate, and I went to go pick him up at the dojo. Like, because I wake up at the crack of 4 p.m. I was the afternoon parent. So his mom would drop him off at school really early in the morning when I was like just crawling into the coffin, and then I'd get up at 3 p.m. or something. I'd go pick him up from school, take him to karate. So I was like the soccer mom. And it was really me and a whole bunch of moms. It really was. It was like I was the only dude ever around. And I'd be there with my big skull sweater and my spiky black hair on my rollerblades. True story. I did not wear shoes for 10 years. I went everywhere in rollerblades. And I can't believe I'm deviating from the story already, but around that same time when my son was like 6 years old, he was like, "Papa, I want to go to skate camp." And I was like, "Awesome. I'm going to get you some rollerblades." And I went and I got him these tiny rollerblades, and I took him to skate camp and I dropped him off. And I picked him up. I was like, "Was it fun? Was it cool?" He was like crying. I said, "What's the matter?" He goes, "All the other kids have skateboards. And they told me I was a fruit booter." I was like, "Well, we'll see about that tomorrow when I show up looking like a gothic fucking clown on roller skates. They'll learn their lesson." Anyway, he was also in karate, and I took him to his karate class. And we're sitting there, and one of the moms said something about Easter. She's like, "So, what are you guys doing for Easter?" And my son looked at me and says, "Papa, what's Easter?" And all the moms looked at us like we were fucking Satanists. I did not know what Easter is. And I was like, I really was on the spot. And I looked at my son and I was like, Easter is a religious holiday observed and celebrated by Christians. Many, many, many years ago, about 2,000 years ago, to be exact, there was a man named Jesus Christ. And he was a very good man, and he had some really great ideas. And people stabbed him, and they beat him, they treated him very, very, very poorly. And then they nailed him to a cross until he died. And he's just like, "Holy shit. Why don't you just tell me the fucking synopsis of Hellraiser while you're at it?" And then he died on this cross. It was very sad. And they put his dead body inside of a cave, and they covered it with a rock. And 3 days later, the rock had been moved, and Jesus was alive. And this is the miracle of Easter. And my son looked at me and goes, "Jesus is a zombie?" Kind of, no. So anyway, it's really weird because obviously with the Gothic Homemaking Show, with my Gothic Life book, and with my silly, monster songs, Halloween is something that is omnipresent. It's just always a part of my life. But Easter has strangely crept in that weird way. And 12 years ago, I dressed up as a Gothic bunny, and I sang a song that I wrote on the YouTubes. The song was called The Bunny Apocalypse. And since Easter is just close enough to Halloween, I decided to finally record that song, and it will be on the Summerween album. And like most of the songs on the record, it is a collaboration. So while Monsters Holiday is recorded by Los Straitjackets, Bunny Apocalypse is recorded by another one of my favorite spooky surf bands, a group of fellows called Satan's Pilgrims. Yeah, so when Bunny Apocalypse comes out, they're like, "This is a war against Christianity." I'm like, "No, it's not. It's just a song I recorded with Satan." Okay, never mind. Yeah, yes, you got me. So without further ado, I'd like to play you Bunny Apocalypse. Are you guys feeling like